As well on that, and I'll come back to what you're talking about. But I think a great focus there. Please, again, where do you see the national oil company of the future? Because things are changing rapidly, and we've seen them with many of the bigger companies. And then in light of what the demands of the public in, Jakarta are, what you need, of course, in your country as well. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, thank you. I think for us is how to use Pertamina, our national oil company, to increase the people welfare. What we want to do is, like we talk about, we have, I think the largest in the world, we have a crude palm oil. We really want to focus in like a biofuel, even a bio-F2. We believe in the future of this world, people talk about environment, people talk about the health issue. Many people want to talk about electric vehicle. I think this already in the market, China or Europe, they have their own market. But Indonesia, we have our own market too, with 250 million. We believe in the future, who has the big market will control the market. That's what we're planning now. We want to develop. We have 83,000 fillets. Our dream is to become the supply chain, logistic chain in our 83,000 fillets. For what? We want to sell in a one price, the product. Because Indonesian ideology is how to give justice to all the people. What we do now is we give a subsidy to the poor and needy people, but with the different price. That's why too many fraud. So our dream is how to use our gas station in the whole village with a non-cash payment to every day keep updating who have the right call the poor and the needy. So we will subsidy directly to the person. Use a banking system. That's our dream. How about the oil? We have developed almost 6 new refinery, our planning. But this refinery is like dual mode when to convert to the petrochemical. We believe in the future, people will talk about the petrochemical. That's our dream in Indonesia. First is a biofuel. We talk about supply chain, logistic, and the most important is how to make sure the poor people and the needy got their right. And when we use this Pertamina, it's like a big conglomerate, in Indonesia. If we say like this, in 2009, the top of the conglomerate of Indonesia, their EBITDA only $2.5 billion. Pertamina got a 9.2. This is still small, actually, if you use benchmarking in the world. But for us, it's like the biggest conglomerate in Indonesia. So our dream is, in the next 5 years, we want to develop a new University of Pertamina, become a research, innovation, industry, technology center. Maybe we will spend almost 100 million US dollar in this 5 years in R&D. That's our dream. We want to move to the new capital city. In Kalimantan, they have a palm plantation, they have a coal mining, they have also the oil and gas mining. So we want to make this area become the new for R&D. We believe in this next 5 years, we spend 100 million or 200 million from our profit to find out how to create the new fuel, new healthy, when people try to leave the fossil fuel.
How do you make sure that you get their attention to come to Indonesia rather than, other projects that are going to be going on by, other countries nearby?
Yeah, first, the Mr. President already showed very clear. We will have a very good transparency. That's why he put me in the chairman to transform this Pertamina to become the new system company. don't want to do many, that we say, the markup or corruption again. It's very strong message from the Mr. President. We fight for this corruption, nepotism. We use the transparent. Like this year, we will recruit from the Anti-Corruption Commission people. Maybe we will recruit 100 to become our internal auditor. We just have appointed the new chief internal auditor. And we changed the system in this company. We will give a good incentive for the board of directors. And if they have become a board of commissioner and subsidiary, they do it as a pro bono. You cannot do it just want to increase the salary. And we also talk with the transaction agency to point out who have the big money. We believe the root of every problem in our national oil company is corruption. Too many high costs like shipping, like exploration, our gas. Mr. President very upset about our gas price. It's too high. The Mr. President want at least under $4. If we could do this, we believe many factory industry will invest in Indonesia. This is the second term of our president. And Mr. President said, we have nothing to lose. We just want to leave the legacy in this country. And Pertamina is the one, is our hope to transform this country for the people welfare. Because it's like a big conglomerate, I told you. And we believe it's not difficult for us to have a profit $4 billion a year. Because everything is inefficient. We try to find out. We already appoint like a EY, BCG consultant, McKinsey, to find out which part is a markup. And also have a collusion, the corruption, between the inside and the outside. The president like to say it's like a mafia, it's like a godfather. You have to find out. I said, it's easy to find. We just find out. What's the benchmark for the price like a shipping? They're too corrupt in the shipping, in the procurement. We also work with the BCG. We want to make procurement, we want to copy like a Petronas maybe. We want to make it more efficient. Everything become one central. We really want to control everything. How to do it? Transparency. The bidding, everything is transparency.
And again, I think that's a word we hear.